Welcome everybody to Omni Lucid here. Omni Lucid presents, guys. Today we are doing a live playthrough of Alter Quest. I'm very excited to see this game played. Hopefully you guys are. So before we get started, let's acknowledge some people in the chat because you guys are why we're here. So with that being said, Angelus Draven says, "Hail all." Thank you, my brother. We appreciate you for being here. Let's see. We also have Brian Skull in the chat. Where are you at, buddy? And there you are, my friend. Yeah. Anyway, guys, with us today is the co-owner, co-creator, lead designer here at Omni Lucid, Ryan Nieders. How are you today, my friend?
I am good. I'm excited to do this.
Absolutely. So with that being said, guys, we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it. You want to introduce the game and all that good stuff to the lovely people out there watching?
Yep, definitely will. All right, so hey everyone, like Jordan said, I'm Ryan. We're going to be playing Alter Quest today. I'm going to be doing a solo run through here. We sent out a thing during the unboxing video, and I just asked for anybody to put out who they wanted me to play, scenario quest, all that stuff. We only had one, so that's what I'm going with. And so today I am going to be playing as Van Geyser against the Crowl, and we're going to be doing the search for the quest, which I think is a really good one because I know a lot of people have questions, especially when they're starting out with everything. And the search is the recommended starting quest. So I will go through that. I'll try and remember to kind of hit on any of the points on questions that I've been seeing in the blacklist group or any of the Facebook pages, that the questions that people have. Definitely, if you have them while I'm playing, go ahead, throw them in the comments. Jordan will read them out to me. Let me know what you guys are asking. And as long as I know it, I will definitely answer the question for you. I've only been playing this game for about the last week, I think it's been. But I've been doing a lot of search around. I've been asking questions in the groups. I've been checking out the BGG fact pages and all that type of stuff, which I think we're going to throw that up in the description. If it's not in there already, we'll definitely get that in there at the end of the video, so you guys can always check that out, whether like whenever the stream ends and it gets all loaded up. So I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to go through the setup just to hopefully, again, because I've seen questions on it, just to hopefully make it a little bit easier for you guys. So we'll go ahead, and we got a few different cameras here. So hopefully you guys have some good views on everything. Jordan's got the control over there, so he's going to be flipping through everything, which is awesome because now I don't have to try and hit a bunch of buttons while I'm playing. So here is our aerial view. You guys can see the entire board here, as well as I'm going to show you guys my entire layout. And then Jordan, if you can drop the banner down there just so people can see like where my actual cards are going to be. Now, the other thing is there is a preferred or suggested layout in the rule book, and that's definitely nice depending on the size of your table. I do have a fairly large board game topper, so it is 5 feet by a little over 3 feet. I think it's like 38 inches. So my table's a little bit bigger, so obviously I have a little bit more room to spread out. But I'm just going to show you that the way that I set up, or how I have been setting up, it makes it a little easier just to kind of keep things in order and how you go. And I'm going to do my best because, again, with Jordan running this, I have to have the headset on. So I do have this little cord here. I'm going to try and hopefully not have that hit anything. So first things first, just to get started so that you guys can see what I already have out here on the board. I do have all my tokens already out here. I got the focus tokens, the shield tokens, the supply, damage. These are your threat tokens, the search tokens. These are the, shoot, I forgot their official name, but these are the tokens you use when you're working on traps. And then the actual quest tokens are the little altar looking things. So that's what everything is over there. On this side, I have all my rings and all that. You'll see as I go where I'll start putting stuff out on the board. Obviously, I got my dice, I got my altar dice, and then my 3 action tokens here. The only thing that I have out right now, because like I said, I'm going to be using Van Geyser. I do have my Van Geyser deck, and I do have the Van Geyser mini there. So first things first with the deck. So with his deck, you go through there. You're going to find his hero card. So just so you guys can see that there. Yep, thanks, Jordan. We'll switch over. So here is the card camera. So there is his hero card. You can see all of his stats there. How you read that is the one up in the top corner is his armor. So he has one defense, or I'm sorry, not armor. So that's their defense. The 12 is his hit points. The 4 is his reach. So that's how far he can, that's the reach that he has. And then his exhaust. Sorry, I'm kind of tilting that. There we go. And then the exhaust action that he gets to do on his card. So as you can see, his exhaust is move up to 2 spaces, and then you may attach a bounty card from your hand to the enemy within range. That's what the range of 4 is for. He has to be within a range of 4 in order to attach the bounty card. Now, I haven't played with him yet, so I'm not sure how the bounty cards all work. We're going to go through that together. I'm going to discuss it as we go through. But yeah, so first things first, we'll go back to that aerial so you guys can see how I'm laying this out. So I'm going to lay down his hero card there, and then you're going to find both of his equipment cards. Every hero has 2 equipment cards. Sometimes it'll be a weapon, sometimes it'll be a trinket, sometimes it'll be a shield, and there's a main hand weapon and an offhand. They won't always say main hand or offhand or anything like that. Typically when it's necessary, that might come into play. Now, this is a question that I have seen people asking. So in every hero deck, there are hero upgrade cards. Those hero upgrade cards are going to have this gold strip on there. We'll just switch over to that card cam again so you guys can see that nice and close. So that is how it has that gold right in the middle there. So these are all the upgrade cards, whereas the regular hero cards all have the white band. So unless you are playing a campaign mode or you're going through a story, then you just go ahead and take those upgrade cards and you can put them right back into the hero well, because you're not going to use them on a regular playthrough. So I'm going to do that right now. Let me just find Van Geyser again in my deck. And okay, so we're going to put those away just so I don't accidentally get those. All right, and then last thing to do with your hero deck, shuffle it up, especially if it's the first time playing with them. You want to shuffle it really well. I was kind of just playing with these while we were waiting to start, so I already pre-shuffled them a little bit, but I'll try and make sure I get them even more so. And then you are going to draw 4 cards. I'm going to play with my cards up just so you guys can see what's out there. And I got 4 different cards, so that looks good to me. You can always do a mulligan, meaning if you get doubles or you didn't get, or you don't like the cards you have, set 2 aside and you can draw 2 more or whatever it is. But since this is my first time playing him, I don't really know any cards that I'm looking for specifically, so I'm just going to keep what I got. These I am going to keep in my hand here, which I guess you guys won't be able to see those in my hand, but they're there, and I will definitely show them as I play them. And then lastly, that goes off to the side of your hero card, because you are going to continue to draw hero cards throughout, and then I have a little discard area here off to the side of that. So that's my hero setup. This card here is just the order of turns, the quick reference of the turn phase or turn orders. So next, we're going to reach in. I'm going to grab Vivian, which is the Crowl villain. Nobody said specifically that they wanted Vivian, but because we're fighting the Crowl, we're just going to stick with the Crowl boss as well. Now, with her, and you guys are going to see why I set this up this way, because once we go through everything goes in a certain order. We're going to go through a threat phase, a villain phase, and a quest phase. I'll explain that as we get there. So with Vivian, I'm going to lay her cards. My threat area is going to be up here. So that means I'm going to set up Vivian's cards in her deck right in front of me, and that should be okay. So that is the villain scheme card. So I'm going to set that there for right now. These are my cards. Next, I'm going to grab out the Crowl deck, which is the minions. And this game is... Oh, and sorry, I just dropped all those cards, so give me 1 sec. Sorry, everyone. All right, sorry about that. So we got the Crowl minion deck here. These are going to be the enemies that come out as you're playing. Same thing, want to give these a nice shuffle. This I didn't shuffle. Same with Vivian. I actually need to shuffle that deck as well. Otherwise, I'm just going to get nothing but assassins the whole time, or nothing but sharpshooters. So luckily, I did just drop these all over the place. So hopefully that shuffled them a little bit for me. Let's see. We'll take a quick little glance here. Not really. Okay, let me shuffle those up a little bit more. Again, if you guys have any questions about anything that I'm doing, any of the setup phase, please let us know. Ord's late.
Yeah. Can we take a look at the minifigure there in the
Yes,
card cam?
you definitely can. This is Van Geyser's mini. Let's see, get him to focus in. Been practicing to get it to focus on cards, and now let's see. Can you guys see that pretty good? It's hard for me to tell. Yeah,
That's not bad. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh yeah, there you go.
He's pretty.
Oh yeah, he's pretty cool.
I was excited to try him out.
Now, are you planning on painting any of these?
That I wish I would. That I wish I painted minis and all that. At the same time, I don't know if I really wish that, because it takes up a lot of time for people. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so then that is my enemy deck, which is also going to be my threat area. So those I'm going to put above my hero deck. All right, so you guys can see that now. Those are above my hero deck as those come through. Real quick, I'm just going to, like I said, give Vivian, actually doesn't have that many cards.
Brian Skull says threat phase, villain phase, quest phase. Are there 3 phases to keep in mind?
Those are the 3 phases to keep in mind. That is going to be after the hero phase. So that's basically when all the bad guys are going to go, and then the actual effects of the quest that you're doing are all going to take place. Which that brings me up to the next thing. So the next thing is to get the quest. So I need to grab the search, which is the quest that we are doing. So there we go. All right, so that is now the search quest deck. So has it on the back. All the cards say the search. Luckily, Blacklist provided these nice little dividers over there. The first thing you are going to find is the quest setup card. So the quest setup card, you can see there, has a little story on there. I'll read that in just a minute, and it tells you exactly how to set up this deck. So for the flavor text of the search, it reads, since their appearance, the altars have attracted more than just power-hungry schemers and vile monsters. Legendary artifacts that have remained hidden from the world for centuries are also drawn toward the magic that emanates from the altars. It is a common belief that all relics and enchanted weapons were originally empowered by the hidden altars. You cannot leave these items to be found by evil forces.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, so you got to go find those. So then it says, for this setup, when building the feature deck, shuffle together the altar found card and the 2 other feature cards. So that's gonna throw that a little bit. Just we'll get that out there just so that this actually makes sense. So the other things that you need to grab are, like it's talking about there, is the feature deck. So just have to find that in here. All right. So the feature deck, and there isn't, and I also keep the search cards in there because there isn't a search divider, and these just go together anyway. So that just, it seems like the logical place for me to keep them. So we're going to grab our feature deck. And with the feature deck, especially for anybody that has the stretch goals, you're going to have more features than what you're supposed to have. You should only ever have 7 features plus the altar found card. Now, just to keep things a little more simple, I'm going to take out the stretch goals features just so that those don't pop up, because again, this is the starting quest, and because I'm trying to help anybody along that may need a video to learn how to play, I'm just not even going to have those in there. So we are going to find the altar found card. So that looks like this. All right, there you go. So there is the altar found card. So that card is what is going to get mixed in here. And again, we'll go back into the search and explain that in a minute. So you need your feature cards. You need your search cards. You want to give them a shuffle up as well. And again, this is all in the setup of the rule book. If you just go through the rule book page by page, try not to skip around. That's the big thing I feel where people are getting lost, is they're reading something that they might not understand what the rule book is talking about, and then jump around to say, well, I don't know what that means. I'm going to go, hang on, let me look and see if this is explained. I did the exact same thing, and then every time it would be like, wait, that doesn't make sense. I should probably just keep reading through the rule book. So the easiest way is just to read through the entire rule book first. Okay, so I'm going to set these search cards over in this area. This is where I'm going to keep them for the entire game. I'm also going to have my feature cards over there as well. The next thing that you need to get is an altar card. Same thing with this. I'm going to take out the stretch goal altars just to keep things a little easier, so that they don't come up and potentially throw anybody off. So with your altar cards, same thing. You're going to shuffle these. The base altars, they all look exactly the same, except they have a little bit different color running through the middle of the stone, and they do have different names. So they are different. That's why you want to shuffle them up, and you're going to grab a random altar card. So I'm going to grab that, and I got the unstable altar. Okay, so we're going to see what that does to me in just a minute here. Once you're done with that, then you just go ahead and throw the rest of the altar cards right back in the box. You do not need them anymore once you get your altar for the game. Okay, another that you need. There are a lot.
Brian Skull says 7 feature cards set off to the side next to the search quest deck, right? Is that what you just did?
Yes. So this is going to, I'm going to go over that just a little bit more in depth because it is in the search here, but yeah, close. But like I said, I want to go as much in detail as I can so that nobody gets lost, and hopefully you guys can use this. So we will go into next is, oh, sorry, I'm seeing there's a question up there.
The biggest thing I've run into is the stretch gold lurkers. Spent a lot of time looking for them when they popped.
Looking for them. Ascendant, are you talking about looking for their miniatures? I'm not sure what you mean by looking for them. I'm assuming looking for their minis, but I could be wrong. If you want to, let us know a little bit more on that, I'll be happy to ask it. But yeah, I could understand that it might be hard to find the minis if you're just going through. Most of the sculpts look pretty similar to whatever whatever the card artwork looks like. But yeah, it definitely helps for the main reason that I was able to get through it so easily was because when this was on Kickstarter, I mean, I was addicted to it. I was checking it all the time. I was looking at the sculpts all the time. So yeah, that might help for you to go in and look at that. I understand that's, that it doesn't help when you're trying to find it all right there in the rule book. But again, if it was all in the rule book, it would probably be a giant thing.
I will say this board is not ugly to look at. It is very nice to look at.
Yes, it is. And I am playing with the mat, and I know not everybody got the game mats. But yeah, I really love this because the colors are just so much more vibrant. So they just really pop.
And just want to thank you, Ascendant, for being here and
yes,
being in the chat. So thank you so much. Appreciate that.
All right. So with the lurkers, now this is kind of up to you where you want to put them. I've only played 2 other games before this, so I've tried it 2 different ways. One, I keep the lurkers over here with these other cards. I think that's kind of how the rule book suggests that you do it, or you can keep them over here with the threat deck. I kind of like them over here more because they are going to pop out. And if they do, they're going to immediately go into your threat area. So I like to keep my lurker cards here. Okay, so that is our search cards. That is our altar, our features. I feel like I am forgetting something, but I think we're all good. Okay, yes. So I got my villain. I got my quest. Got the altar. Got the search. Okay, so that should be everything. If not, I will definitely mention it as I go forward. Now, as I said, to go back in through how you're setting up your quest. So after you read that flavor text, the very next thing it has down on the bottom, the setup, the first thing it says is, when building the feature deck, so we'll grab our feature deck, says shuffle together the altar found card and 2 other feature cards. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you only have 7 feature cards. Okay, so if you're just playing with the base set, there's only 7 in there, so you don't have to worry about taking any out. But with the stretch goals, that adds extra features. So you have to remember, if you're playing with the stretch goals, you can, kind of shuffle and randomly pull so that you don't know which features are in there. That's definitely, that would definitely be the way to do it. Yes, the minis. Yeah. Yep. And I understand that, Ascendant. The main thing, or the best advice I guess I could give you, is the artwork on the cards is pretty close. If not, I think it's exact to what the sculpts are. But yeah, there's a lot of minis, so I could understand where it might take you a minute to kind of go through them and say, is that the guy? Is this the guy? But yeah. Or like I said, if you want to go and check out the Kickstarter, you can look through and it has all the names and the artwork right next to it. It might help you out. I would say give that a try if it's still causing you any problems. Okay, so yes, with the feature cards, like I said, you want to get to 7 feature cards and then the altar found. So you're going to have 8 cards total out of all those. Now, in order to do this, like this is saying, you're going to shuffle 2 others. So I'm going to randomly grab the top 2. I'm going to just kind of mix these up real quick so I can try and lose track of wherever the altar found card is at.
Dave Green says, my game arrived yesterday and I have set up ready to play this scenario, but decided to watch this run through before I progress too far and make mistakes. Thanks for doing this. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Definitely. That's exactly why I wanted to do this, Dave. So I'm happy you're here checking it out. I really hope this is helpful for you. If you, like I said, if you have any questions as I'm going through, please ask, because I'm sure other people do too. Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of questions in the Facebook groups. So
thank you, Dave Green, man. We appreciate you for being here and spending time with us.
Okay. So I got my 3 cards here. One of these is the altar found. I don't know which one. It randomly got mixed with 2 other cards from my feature deck. I now have 8 cards total in this deck. These 3 that I just mixed with the altar found goes on the bottom. So that means that the altar is going to be in one of the last 3 cards of the deck. So I'm probably going to have to search around a little bit once we get going. So that's the first part of the search setup. The next part, let's see, 2 other feature cards and place them at the bottom of the feature deck. Okay, then it says, remove each clue card from the quest deck and shuffle them together to create the clue deck. Okay, then it says, set that deck near the quest area, shuffle the quest deck, and flip this card. So I'm going to go through that a little slower just so you guys see exactly what I'm doing. So the clue cards are going to be in your quest deck. So you're going to go through this, and Jordan, go ahead and flip over to the card cam for me real quick. So you will see. So this is just one of the clue cards, and sorry, that's hard to see on there. The brown, but right underneath the brown
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Or right
man.
underneath the torn map. Okay, maybe it's just because my view is a little further away.
No, it looks pretty good. It's pretty legible.
Okay, so right under torn map where it says clue, that's what you're looking for. You're just looking for any card that has that clue marker on there. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to pull out any cards that say clue. And there's one. And there's one. Okay.
Brian Skull says, set up your quest by following your quest setup card, which tells you how to arrange your feature deck.
Yep. And Brian, thanks for going through. So for anyone that hasn't noticed yet, Brian's just trying to give you guys kind of the quick rundown, I guess the Cliff Notes version of everything that I'm saying here. So,
well, good thing we got it.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes. So thanks for doing that.
Blue
Brian.
cards are in the quest deck, if anybody needs to know.
Yes, that's right. So they are in that quest deck, and the clue cards are going to be something that's only in this. Well, again, I haven't played all the quests yet, so I don't know for sure, but they are specific to this quest. So let me just, yes. Okay. So this is my stack of clue cards. And like it said, you want to shuffle those up to make your clue deck. Now I have played this quest once already, so hopefully these are semi-shuffled up. All right. So now this is my clue deck. Now this is the part that can get confusing for people, and I understand why, because you can obviously see that these both have, actually, go to the aerial there, Jordan. They both have the same backing on them. So you have to keep these in order, and I'm going to show you right now how I keep them. This is just me again, how I keep them in order. So this is my clue deck, and I keep my clue deck over here with my feature cards and my search cards. So now I always remember this is my clue deck. And then as we read further into the quest setup, it says, let's see, create the clue deck, set the deck near the quest area. That's the part that I'm ignoring, is set the deck near the quest area. I mean, I guess it's kind of close here, but then it says shuffle the quest deck and flip this card. So now this, what's left, this is now my quest deck. So now we're going to shuffle that up as well. Or actually, you know what, Jordan, let's just show that one real quick too. So we'll show you the difference. So this is one of the quest cards. So it's clearly different from what that clue card was earlier. All right. So they're going to look like this. And then I'm going to obviously shuffle that back in so that I didn't really look at it, but you know, just in case, we'll get it all mixed in there. All right. Then my now quest deck is going to stay over here in my play area. Okay. So now I have quest right here, clue over here. Again, I know they have the same backing. That's why I like to keep them separated so that it makes it a little easier to keep them differentiated. And then I still have my quest starting card right here. And it says, once I get done setting all this up, flip this card. So we're going to flip that card. And then on the back, it has the quest rules. So one side is quest setup. The other side is quest rules. The quest rules say if there is 1P quest tokens on this card. So 1P, anytime you see a P on any of these cards, that means per player. So since I'm playing solo, it's still only one. If I was playing at 3 players, it would mean that there would have to be 3. So for this one, if there is 1 player quest token on this card and each hero is on the stairs tile, the heroes have found the artifact and win the game. And at any time, a hero may discard any number of clue cards they control. And then the activate effect. This is going to come into play once we get into that quest phase in a little bit here. The activate effect says each hero who controls a clue card must either discard 1 focus for each clue card they control or resist. I'm going to call it tan. I don't remember all the different stat pictures, so I'm sorry about that. I don't remember all those off the top of my head. You know what, actually, I'll grab that in the rule book real quick here because it's nice and easy to find. And then I can tell you the actual what that stat is. So that is the intellect, which is, it looks like a little half moon symbol. So for this one, you are resisting intellect. It says resist intellect 3. If there is 1 player quest token on this card, each hero must draw 1 threat card. What's going on, memes? Thanks for being here. so with that, I know that's probably a little confusing right now because I'm just reading words at you and there's nothing happening. So don't worry, I will go through this again in more detail as it becomes a little more relevant once we're playing through. But so we're going to go back to this. Now I have my cards all kind of set up here. All right, so now you can see in the aerial cam. So we have, once again, I'm just going to run through this real quick. So I have my hero area, which is down here. Then I have my threat area. I'm keeping this open because threats are going to come out. There's going to be more villains and traps and stuff that'll happen, and potentially lurkers as well that'll go into this area. Then we have the villain area. Then we have my quest area. And I don't know if I explained this before. So your altar, whatever altar you pick, when you pick that, that does get played face up at the start of the game, because there's going to be an effect that's happening the entire time that we're searching through here while we're trying to find it. And I'll explain a little bit more about that as we keep going, but that does happen the entire game. Okay, so we are pretty much all set up here. Like I said, I already got my Van Geyser miniature. He is on the board. I didn't explain that. So when you start off, you have your little stair tile token here. This can go in any space on the board in the feature area. The feature area is going to be this little spot that has, there's 2 white arrows and 2 gray arrows. And that has a little bit to do more with features. I'll explain that when the features come out. But you can put this stair tile on any one of those feature areas. So lots of replayability that, you know, if I'm just starting here because it's nice and close to me, but if I wanted to, I could say, hey, I'm coming down over in that room there. So you can start this tile, the stair tile, anywhere you want. And the first thing you do is put your hero miniature on there. There's space for 4. So if you are playing a 4-player game, everybody will fit on there. The one thing that I haven't explained yet. So I have all of my minis and everything off camera here that I will grab as they come out. I find that that's just a little bit easier. It makes it so there's not quite so much happening on my board right now. In the rule book, it does suggest having them kind of set up to the side. That's why I just leave my colored markers right here, because this is where I'm going to set the minis as I defeat them, or hopefully defeat them. And so they'll be coming over here. But I do have all my miniatures off camera. You guys will see those as they get played through the cards and all that. But yeah, I just didn't want to take up so much room. And last thing, before I take my first move, you're going to take your altar dice and you're going to give them a shake to see what altar runes are starting in your quest. All right, so, okay, I got lots of shadow, fire, earth, and water. And I have not played the Crowl yet, so I'm not sure what they like. So we'll see. Hopefully that this isn't going to be helping them. But I'm guessing that shadow is probably going to be their thing. I also don't know what Van Geyser likes, so we'll see. Okay.
Brian says start tile can be placed anywhere on the board in the designated area.
That is right. And the designated area is the feature space. Again, that is all in the rule book. Like I said, I just read it through front to back, and it definitely helps. But yes, you will probably be flipping back and forth a little bit too for certain rules. But again, hopefully this helps you. All right, so we are going to go ahead and start. I'm going to flip my card over here to the hero turn so that I can start my action. And oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I almost forgot one thing. With the Crowl, I need to find, there we go. I almost forgot the Crowl reference card. So we will go ahead and read through this. And oh, looks like there's a question.
Oh no, it says Ascendant says, I have heard Vivian and the Crowl are rather difficult. Looking forward to seeing them firsthand.
Yep,
good luck.
Ascendant, I have heard the same thing. So I probably will not survive this, but we'll see. We'll see how good I do.
I'm a little nervous for you, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so the Crowl reference card there, flavor text says, the Crowl have descended on Errata for much the same reason as many of the other races in Ruana, to seek power and favor with the runes. As far as the Crowl are concerned, the altars are the first sign of the coming of Black Sky. All right, and then it lets you know for threat tokens. The threat tokens usually have a different ability for each minion group that you are fighting. So you always want to see what the threat tokens do for that specific set of minions. For the Crowl, it reads, threat tokens represent the Crowl's ability to blend into the shadows. Each time a minion threat spawns, now minion, to be clear about that, minions are only the minions from their threat deck or a lurker. That does not count the villain herself. So for when Vivian comes out, and I'm sure she's going to come out and murder me, but when she comes out, the threat tokens do not affect her because she is not a minion.
She shows up, I'm running, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared of her. So, and I'm sorry, I'm going to lose my place there. So each time a minion threat spawns, it gains 3 threat tokens. For each threat token a minion threat has, it adds 1 to its defense value. All right, so they're going to be tough to hit. Once during their turn, a hero may discard any number of focus. For each focus discarded, the hero may discard 1 threat token from an enemy in their room. Okay, so they're going to have a lot of events that we got to get by. I'm going to show you guys kind of what you're supposed to do that. Hopefully, I'm able to discard some of their threat, but we will find out as that goes. So we're going to keep their reference card right there next to their deck so we know what's going on there. And also, I realized I forgot to read Vivian, so let's go ahead and read that for anybody that's following along for a little bit more of the story of what's happening in my
Do we get to see that card yet?
Which one? The Vivian?
Vivian, yeah.
Yeah, I can show that one. All right, so here's the Vivian. Oh, that's good.
It doesn't have any artwork on it or anything?
No, this is all just text.
Delicious flavor text.
There we go. Okay.
There you go.
So there's
okay,
flavor
cool.
text at the top. I'll read that for you guys. And then the activate effect. And then the rune effect at the bottom. And I will put these cards back up there so you guys, as I'm talking through it, so you guys can see how the activate and then the rune effects happen. As well as exhaust and the other abilities as well. So Vivian's card reads, of the few notable or known Crowls, Vivian is by far the most renowned. Her whispered name echoes in the ears of her long-dead foes. Despite her acclaim, no one has actually seen her and lived to tell of it. All that is known is that she is the most frightful black sky matron to ever exist, as her name alone is enough to bring fierce warriors to their knees. All right, so it sounds like Black Sky is the kind of their faction that they're a part of, but we will see what happens there. Okay, so we got all that read. I don't think I've missed anything else. I am on the board. I do have my Vivian miniature over here on standby. We will show her once she gets out here. Actually, you know what? We'll set her right there just so she can stare at me and creep me out the whole time through. All right, so now on the hero turn, it reads, and I'm going to read right through the actual turn phase cards, and this is something that I would definitely recommend having by you, especially through your first few playthroughs. I always keep these by my side when I'm playing any of the MDS or Blacklist games because they're just helpful and I don't want to miss stuff. But it says, at the start of the hero turn, each player refreshes each card they control. Then in any order the players choose, each hero resolves an act phase by performing up to 3 actions. Now, an action is either a move, a card action, an action, interact, play action card, draw 1 card, rest, or channel. So those are your actions. Again, I will keep talking through all this stuff as we go because there are also feats, which are free actions, and exhausts, which are also free actions with the help of runes. Okay, so I'm going to look at what I have here, what I can do with Mr. Van Geyser. It looks really cool. I'm hoping he's going to give me a chance at defeating Vivian and the Crowl. All right, so I do not have any of that. All right, so I'm going to use my very first action, which that's what your action tokens are here for. These are to let you know, or to remind you that you have 3. You just flip them as you use an action. When you move, you can move up to 3 spaces. So you can move only 2 if you want, or you can move all 3. So I'm going to flip that first one. I'm just going to run straight ahead, and you can move on a diagonal or in a straight or horizontal movement. I know there's a word for that. I don't know what it is. So we're going to move 1, 2, and now I'm going to be going through that door. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my door miniatures here and open that door. Now, this is where we are going to reveal the room. Revealing the room, there's a few things that happen. So the first thing that happens is you draw your first feature card. So I will draw that feature card, and we got the weapon rack. Now, the feature will get laid into your quest area because that's when that is going to trigger. I also need to now find my weapon rack and my miniatures over here. Sorry for all the noise and crinkling. That's probably going to continue to happen as I go through and grab stuff. All right. So there is my weapon rack. All right, Jordan, if you want to switch over to that card cam so you guys can get a nice close view of it. So pretty cool little miniature. It's got some shields, spears, swords, all sorts of stuff on there. I'll also show you the weapon rack. So this is the weapon rack feature card that I just pulled. So you can see on there, there's an activate and there's an interact option that are going to happen. Again, I will go over those as we hit those things. Okay, so back over to that aerial view. And now the feature space in this room is right here. I know it's a little hard to see on my aerial cam, but it is there. Because the weapon rack is only a 2-space thing, it is going to go into the white space first. Again, this is in the rule book how this all works. Basically, there's an arrow that actually has a, I guess I'll call it an arrow head on it. If it's a 1-space feature, then it goes there. If it's a 2-space feature like ours here, then it covers both of the white arrows first. So it is going to sit there like that. If we get a 4-space, it also covers the gray areas. Or gray arrows, sorry. All right. So we got our feature. We got we open the room. We got our feature. We lay that out. Next thing you do is you draw one of the draw one of the quest cards. I was about to draw a clue card. So the quest card. Now, this one has some more flavor text on there. This one is called Potential Ambush. And it reads, something isn't right. The feeling of being watched increases with every step, and with every turn comes more and more dark corners. Too many places for an ambush, but not enough reasons to turn around now. The search must continue. Now, this card tells you when it is revealed. And Jordan, if you want to flip over there. So on there, you see right at the top, it says, when revealed, attach this card to the room's feature card after drawing threat cards. Each hero must test agility. I do know that one. For 3, each hero who fails must activate the drawn threat. Okay, so that one's got a few things that are going to happen on it. Now, you guys got to see that there. So I'm going to keep referencing this. If you need to see the card again as I'm talking through it, just let me know. But as it said, this is going to happen once the threats get drawn. So normally how this would work is, I'll let Brian or Jordan, did you want to read through Brian's thing there?
No, you just see 3 actions, 3 action tokens. Flip after taking an action. You may move oath or I don't even know how to pronounce that. Diagonally.
That's the word I didn't know how to say. Okay. So yeah, so Brian, again, Brian's just doing us the Cliff Notes version, so that's all.
Ortholongal. Yeah, we're not even going to try that. Yeah, on with the
orthogonally.
Thank you, Brian.
And then, so
love it.
Now with most cards, again, we're going to keep looking at this one because it has specific things that are going to happen. But normally you would just go ahead and do whatever it says, whatever the card says for that when revealed, and then just slide it under the card and just line it up with a little dotted line. But because this one has something extra, we are going to move into the next thing. So the last thing you do when you reveal a room is you draw a threat card, 1 threat card per hero. So since we're only playing we're playing solo here, I only got Van Geyser. I only need to draw 1 threat card. So we're going to see what this is. And it is a
love you too, Brian. Love you too, buddy.
It is a Crowl decoy, which is their trap. So pull these over a little bit more. So I need to find the trap.
I wonder how often he's going to harass us now for not knowing how to pronounce that word.
I said it right. I think orthogonally is the right way. Okay.
That sounds anyway.
Moving on. Okay, so now I have the trap miniature. Sorry, I had a little screw up there in the brain. So I got the trap miniature. Now The one thing is with traps and threats, they get placed differently. Threats, or I should say, I'm sorry, minions get placed in the shadow space. The shadow space is on the board. It looks like a little cracked hole in the floor if you're ever looking for it and you're kind of wondering. Yeah, it looks like a cracked opening, like a space for enemies to pop out of in the space. In this room, it happens to be over here, but traps are a little different. Traps get placed as close to the heroes as possible, but also adjacent to the feature. So since our weapon rack is right here, it is going to get placed right in the middle, right in our way, because now I am almost positive that I'm going to have to trip that thing in order to get in and get rid of it at the same time. So that kind of stinks. Okay, so what the crowd decoy, or you know what? I'm sorry, I'm putting the wrong. I'm still in my game from last night where I was playing against one of the other factions. The crowd trap actually looks cooler. All right, so there we go. Got that out there. All right, so we got the crowd trap out there, which is called the crowd decoy. After a minion threat is defeated, spawn it in this trap's space and discard this card. That would be if there was a minion out there. There's also the trigger effect. So the trigger is going to be anytime that I get within range of this trap. The trap's range is one space. So anytime I get anywhere within one of that trap, I am going to trigger it. And unfortunately, because it's right in front of the door, if I want to go in that room, I'm going to have to trigger that trap. So it says trigger, either discard one focus or activate a minion threat. Oh, so I actually might be okay because there's no minions. So it might just not do anything. Then there's also the next thing on the card is interact. And then in order to interact, you have to do the task, which is the moon again. And I'm sorry, I already forgot what that is. But you have to do the little moon thing in order to interact with it and put some tasks on there and basically disarm the trap. And then there's an activate effect that will happen in the threat phase. So Jordan, if you want to pop over the card cam, because again, I know that's a lot of stuff that I just said. So, all right, we'll get that in nice and close. All right, so there's everything that I just said. All of that happens in its own time. That's why you got all the little squiggly lines there. So the trigger, like I said, is the purple 1 up there. The yellow 4. So that's how many times I have to interact and roll 4 successes in order to actually disarm this trap. And I can only roll with that type of task, which is the little half moon one. Luckily, Van Geyser has a 2 for that, so I get to roll 2 dice for trying it, but we'll see how that goes. And then on activate, that is going to happen in the threat phase. Each minion threat in this room gains 1 threat token. Again, luckily, no minions yet, so this might not be that bad, which is probably going to really hurt me in the end, but we'll see. Now, we'll go back to our quest card that we pulled that is getting attached to the weapon rack. So just again, as a reminder, it says attach this card to the room's feature card. After drawing threat cards, each hero must test agility for 3. Each hero who fails must activate the drawn threat. Okay, so Van Geyser has a 2 on agility. So he has a 2 next to that agility symbol, which means I get to roll 2 dice. So I'm going to roll those. I have to get, it has a little white 3 next to it. Again, I'll show that. So now show that again so that everybody now knows what I'm doing and it makes more sense. So that little white 3 next to the test. So that's the goal that I'm trying to beat so that it doesn't activate the drawn threat. Okay. So we're going to roll, see what we get here. All right, and I got a success and a focus. So that means I got 2 successes and I get 1 focus token because I don't have any yet. But that is not a 3, so that means I did not pass that test. So it says each hero fails, activate the drawn threat. So now I'm going to do the activate effect that is on the card. The activate reads, each minion threat in this room gains 1 threat token. There are no minions, so that doesn't happen. And this card is going to get pushed underneath that weapon rack. All right, so I know that was a lot. Again, if you guys have any questions of the stuff that I was just saying, or if I'm going too fast, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep moving right along here. Okay, so I'm going to activate that trap, but all it does is activate a minion threat, and there are no minions, so I'm pretty sure I'm just good to get in there and keep moving. One thing to keep in mind, so I'd only moved 2 spaces for my 3-space movement before we open that door, and the revealing a room interrupts your movement, but it doesn't take it away. So I still have one more movement that I can do. So I'm going to do that last bit of movement to come in the door, and that would be my full movement. Again, that would normally trigger this. And
Brian asks, what do focus tokens do?
Focus tokens have a few different things that they can do. Now, I'm going to choose to activate a minion because there's not one in there. What focus tokens do, though, you're going to use these. There's going to be a few effects that that you can use these basically to avoid damage. It usually comes from the minions or the villains in some way. However, if you're rolling dice and you have focus token, you can add that. Instead of getting a focus into your resource pool, you can spend one of your focus tokens to turn it into a success. So in my previous roll, I had a success and a focus success combo. So if I had already had one of these, I could have turned that into the focus and success combo. I could have turned that into 2 successes. Okay, and I know I just said success a bunch of times, so if that's confusing, let me know. It'll be less confusing as we go. Trust me, I'm going to be using focus on dice as we keep going here. All right, so I triggered that, but nothing happens because there are no threats in there. So my next action is going to be, let's see. So I have some feat cards. I'm actually not going to do any of these yet, though. So I'm going to get up here next to this weapon rack, because what's going to happen in that weapon phase is a hero adjacent to this feature may deal 1 damage to an enemy, which there aren't any. But also, if I search, I can search the supply and try and find some items in that, which will be in that search deck. Also, I can activate that on the quest turn, and it says a hero adjacent to the attached feature may draw a card from the clue deck. Then if a hero takes control of a clue card, discard this card. So the whole point of this quest is I need to get those clues in order to put them on this card, and then once I find the altar, to actually put those on the altar.
Dave Green asks, says, you can use a focus token to alter a focus die into a success.
That's exactly right.
Okay, you got me saying success like wrong now. Thanks.
Sorry.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. We appreciate
Okay,
that.
so I want to be next to that weapon rack for when that quest phase happens. So I'm going to take my next action, and I am going to move again. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I am going to stop right there because I want to be next to that weapon rack. I'm also going to try and see if I can get rid of this Crowl decoy trap. So for my final action, okay, let's see. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any good things for me to do. And I do see that Vivian is going to use these shadow dice when it's her turn, so we don't want that to happen. Well, I'm not going to be able to stop her either way. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. So for my third action, I am going to interact with the decoy because I'm going to try and disarm this trap. Now, Van Geyser also gets 2 dice for this particular task. So we're going to see there's no way I'm going to get 4, but, well, probably not unless I get some exploding dice. We'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky. All right, I did get 1 exploding, so that's a critical. And I know people have said that it's a little hard to determine them. So Jordan, if you want to do that card cam so I can just show the difference between those two. All right, so the one on, there we go. Closer, back. Where do you want to focus? There we go. All right, so the one on the left there is your critical or the exploding dice, this is your normal success. So anytime you get this, that means that you get to roll, you get that success, but then you get to roll an additional die. So if I can roll another one of those, and I did not. Okay, so I got 3 success total. So that means I get to put 3 task tokens on that Crowl decoy. So I will put that on there. So it's still there. I didn't have enough to get rid of it. And that was my last action. So now we move into the net. We're going to flip over our card, which lets us know what's going on, which now we go into the threat turn. So now we would start with our threat deck, which is right here in front of me, which is my trap. So first we're going to activate that. Again, that only activates minions and there's none in the room, so that doesn't do anything. However, Vivian over here is not going to play around. So on her activate effect, it says each hero with a curse card in their threat area must resolve its wither effect, which I do not have one. Then inflict for targeting each other character. Okay, so I'd have to do that and then do the inflict. So I do have to do this inflict. Now, what inflict means, and let me show this card for it. Now that we're doing it, and it actually makes sense to, it's actually relevant. So there you can see the activate effect that I just described. So I don't know what curse cards or wither effects are yet. I'm assuming that's going to be on Vivian's cards, but we'll find that out in just a minute here. And then it has a period. Then, so normally I would do that first and then move on to this. Then inflict the blue, and again, I don't know what those all are. So inflict the blue. And I have to roll a 4 or better to prevent getting any damage. Again, I'm probably not going to do that. And before I take this away, then you will also see that little rune down there, which has that shadow symbol, which means there are shadow die in the altar pool, which means that is going to happen. And I'll explain that once we get there in just a second. Okay, so first I have to roll for that inflict. Van Geyser has 2 in that trait. So again, I'm rolling 2 dice. All right, I got a critical and a focus. We're going to roll this. We're going to see if that focus ends up saving me. I might actually do it. Otherwise, I want to keep my focus. Okay, yes, it is not going to, it's going to not save me. So I'm going to take another focus. And I rolled 2. The test was 4 of 4. So that means that I am going to take... see, it says targeting each other character. So because I didn't do a wither, I would be in the other character. So I'm going to take 2 damage from Vivian. So I'm already getting hit. She's hiding in the shadows doing whatever she's doing. Now is where we're going to move on to that shadow. So like I said, I do have one of these shadow die. This is used by you, the hero, and by the enemies. And because we are on hers and that is there, that means that she gets to roll that die. And a light came up, but it means that this takes effect. So it says each hero must either discard 1 progress from a curse card, which I don't have yet, or suffer 1 damage. So I'm taking another damage. So Vivian has already hit me 3 times, and I haven't got to do anything to her yet. Okay, so that's her card. That's her scheme card. Now, and I know this was a question that was being asked, the next thing you do is then you flip a villain card. So this comes out, and here we go. So now this is a curse card. This is an event curse. It is called Obscuring Mist. It says the hero with most enemies in their room must put this in their threat area. So this is going into my threat area. All right, so we'll show that one to the card camera over here. All right, so there's the Obscuring Mist. You can see the little Crowl archer up there taking shots from the shadows. So I have to put, again, it has that little yellow up there, same as the trap, but that one says 3P. So if there were more players, this would be harder to do. Right now, it's just 3 because it's just me doing it. So I'm going to be, this is going to go in my threat area. I'm going to have to interact with this to try and get 3 on here and make this curse card go away. If I don't, that activate effect is going to happen. And then we just saw that Vivian makes those wither effects all the way on the bottom happen. So I really am going to want to get rid of this, hopefully before that next phase happens. All right, so that was our villain phase. And again, now you're seeing why I have these set up this way, because it just makes it so much easier that, okay, I'm going left to right. Go threat, villain, quest. So that's why I set my cards up this way, to make it easier to remember, because obviously from how much talking I'm doing and how many pieces are out here, you guys see how much stuff there is to keep track of in this game. All right, so next we're moving on to our quest turn. The quest card is the same as the villain, where it does have an activate effect. So it says each hero who controls a clue card, which we don't have yet, must either discard 1 focus for each clue card they control or resist 3. If there is 1 player quest tokens on this card, each hero must draw 1 threat card. Okay, so we don't have to do that yet because we do not have a clue. Next, we move over here onto this unstable altar. So once you do the quest card, then you move right into the features. This is everything in this row right here, the quest, and then also the features that are there. That all happens in the quest phase. So our altar, the unstable altar, when it activates, says roll all dice in the altar pool. Then each hero in the altar's room may roll 1 altar die. Okay, so apparently the altar dice are going to be changing on us every single time. This doesn't always happen. Usually they stay, so you can kind of mess with them and get them to what you want. So this kind of stinks, because now, oh, more shadows coming up. Okay, then it also says, because this has the shadow on there, and we do now have a shadow rune, each hero must either discard 1 focus or suffer 1 damage. All right, so we got to roll that shadow because the altar is using it. And then this time I am going to discard a focus because I don't want to get hit anymore on my first turn. And then lastly, we get over to our weapon rack, which is the feature in the room we are in. And it says activate. A hero adjacent to this feature may deal 1 damage to an enemy in this room. Unfortunately, there's none in here because the trap does not count as an enemy. And then interacts, so that doesn't happen right now. And then the activate from the quest card that got put underneath. So that's this down here. This one says a hero adjacent to the attached feature may draw a card from the clue deck. Then if a hero takes control of a clue card, discard this card. So now we're going to get some clues, and we need these in order to actually complete the quest.
So Matthew Turnka asks, when you took damage from Viv, doesn't your armor block some of that damage too?
Yes, it is. Question. Thank you, Matthew. I actually overlooked that because this is in fact an inflict, so my armor does work for that. So she did 2 damage to me. However, I do have 1 defense. So yes, all right. So Matthew just saved me 1 extra point of damage, and luckily Van Geyser actually does have some defense.
You better thank that. You better thank Matthew. He did a good job saving your butt there,
so
buddy.
That's something to explain. I know that's another question that people have. So the only times when your defense, either yours or the enemy's, comes into play is if it is a inflict or an attack. And that's why I actually skipped right over that, is because typically what these are a resist. On resist, you don't get to use your defense, but we'll see if any of those resists comes out, and I can explain a little bit more.
Thank you, Matthew, for saving his butt. We appreciate it.
Maybe I'll last a few more rounds now. We'll see. All right, so I'm drawing a clue card. So I got ripped fabric. We'll show you that in the card cam there. There we go. All right, so this is the ripped fabric. When revealed, a hero may take control of this card. So I am going to take control of this card because I need to get this and another one for when I find the altar, and I don't know when the other ripped fabric is going to come up. And then you see the extra text down there, when adjacent to the altar, blah blah blah. That I will read. Don't worry, I'm doing the blah.
It doesn't say. I'll say it doesn't say blah blah blah.
No, I will read that more when it becomes relevant. Once we get to the altar, but that becomes relevant once we find the altar on the map.
I really enjoy the element of changing that card that changes the with the altars up, where you reroll the altars. That's a really cool element, something different as you replayed this game.
Yeah, well, and that's just, this happens to be this altar, which is the unstable altar. They don't all do that. They all have different effects and different things they can do. So
yeah,
I actually haven't had this one yet, so I was not expecting that.
I mean, like, as a person who doesn't always play board games, I like that element. Like for replay value, it adds to the game, at least the way I look at it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so I'm going to discard this card now because it's red on the bottom. If I take control of that clue card, go ahead and discard this. And thumbs up for Matthew. Thank you.
Brian said, "Thank you for helping to save Ryan from dying alone in a dungeon."
Yes, thank you.
We need him to finish Drakkar first, okay? And then whatever happens is,
then I can die in the dungeon. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to discard that over there because, or you know what? I'm sorry, this is actually a quest one. So once I discard those, I always just slide them under the quest deck or the quest card because you don't need those anymore. I did realize one mistake that I made here on this on the decoy here, the trap. I should have put the marker on there to know that this is for the green trap because it does have the green symbol on there. So to let you know which color is which in case that becomes relevant and you start mixing them up. Okay, so that was the quest turn. So we're flipping back over to the hero phase. One other thing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm missing a few things here because I'm trying to move through here a little bit quickly. Whenever you end your turn, before you go into the threat phase, you do get to draw another card from your hero deck and add that to your hand. So I should have done that before. Now that we're on the hero turn, we get to flip our action tokens back over. And if I had any exhausted cards, we would unexhaust those. So again, we'll do that as it happens. I did get the same card. And again, that is for enemies. So, all right, what do I want to do here? I need to get rid of that mist for one. So the first thing I am going to do, actually, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to search this feature. I want to see if I can get some items out of that thing. And to search that, I interact with it, which is one action. And there's a little one there after it. The one in parentheses means that you have to be that many spaces away. If it's a one in the white circle, that's during the tests and all that. That's how much it's what you have to pass in order to get that. So I am searching this. I am using the red, which I believe is the might. Van Geyser has 2, so I get to roll 2 dice on that. So hopefully I will find something good to help me. All right, and I got 2. So the way that searching works, I get to use one of those dice to pull a search card. And I got the Potion of Agility. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I needed. So I will show this to you guys. All right, so there is the Potion of Agility, which is a consumable. So this stays in my hand until I use it. And you can see there, before rolling dice for your agility test or the green test, gain +2 for that test. So that is perfect because I need the green to get rid of this curse that I happen to get here. Now, before I go any farther, though, because I rolled 2 successes, one of them gets me a search card. Any extra gets me a supply token. Now, supply tokens are awesome because these are what you're going to need to heal. You can also, so you can use those if you want to rest in a room. You use 1 supply token to heal for 2 points of damage, or you can use 1 supply token to add 1 extra die to any roll. Now you can only add 1, so you can't. If you have like 3 supply, you can't be like, well, I'm going to throw an extra 3 dice. You can only get a bonus 1 die. All right, so I did that for the search. The last thing you do anytime you search a feature, you put a search token on there. So that makes it harder that if I would search this again, and I'll just show that in the aerial one here real quick, just so you guys can see it. So that is the search token, the little torch. That goes on to the feature, because if I tried to search that again, it would make it harder because I would take away 1 of my successes per each success there. Okay, so I lucked out big time on trying to get rid of this event. Oh, and I see we got Mad Respect TV.
Mad Respect TV. Evening from the parks, fellas. What's going on, Mad Respect? How are you, my dude? It's been a minute. Hopefully all is well in your life, my friend.
Yes, thank you for coming. All right. So I am definitely going to use this Potion of Agility. And I'm going to use that when I interact with the curse. Now, because this curse is just in my hand, normally when you interact with something, you have to be so many spaces away. Because there isn't a number there, that just tells me that I can interact with it from anywhere. Basically, it's a curse. It's on me. I guess I'm interacting with myself. So we're going to do that. So Van Geyser naturally gets 2 dice for his agility, but I am also playing my potion of agility, which gives me another 2 dice. All right, so I'm getting to roll 4. I only need 3, so hopefully I can get this and get a few focus as well. All right, so there we. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Actually, whew. Good thing I actually had a focus in my hand, because otherwise I would not have passed this. Okay, so this is a perfect example, though. You know what? Let's see. So Jordan, let's go to that card camera quick so we can see my roll. So, oh, and it's frozen on my screen, so hopefully you guys can see that. There we go. All right, so you can see that's focus, focus, a focus success, and then another focus success.
Those dice are so cool, man.
They are pretty cool. All right, so I am going to use one of my focus tokens to turn one of my focus die into a success. Okay, so now I have 3 successes, and I still also get 3 focus. So I'm going to get the 3 focus, which is awesome. And now that lets me pass the obscuring mist. So now I get rid of, let's see. I guess it doesn't say interact curse. Sorry, I'm just reading this to make sure that I can actually. Yeah, because it's got the task on there. Okay, so I interacted with that to get rid of that curse card. So I am no longer cursed. That was another action, so I only have 2 left, which kind of stinks because I need to keep moving if I'm going to find these altars. So discard 1 focus or activate a minion threat. All right, and none of my cards are helping me here. I wish I could get rid of that. Oh, I do have to get rid of my potion of agility because that is a consumable, so I used it, so it gets discarded. I'm trying to see if any of my cards are going to help me to get rid of. All right. Yep, I'm just going to wait for right now. So I am going to use my last action. Oh, I don't know if I really want to open that room yet. I'm going to go ahead and try and get rid of this trap, which is probably me wasting more time than I should, but I don't want to open a room with 1 action left and have everything come and attack me instantly. So I'm going to interact with that. I get to roll 2 dice again. I just need 1 to finish this off. And I got a success and another success in focus. So I've gotten a nice little pool of focus here. You can only have up to 5, and I am up to 4, so that's good. I'm just about maxed out. All right, and then that makes the Crowl Decoy trap go away. And anytime that you disarm a trap or you defeat a minion, you do get another supply. So now I have 2 supply. Sitting a little nicer here, feeling a little safe, but Vivian's definitely going to attack me here in a second. All right, and that trap goes off the board because we defeated that. All right, so next, this time we're not going to forget, I draw my next card first, and then we flip to the next part. So next is the threat turn. The threat turn, I don't have anything here, so nothing happens there. I've cleared that all out for myself. Next, we move on to Vivian. So she activates again. I got rid of that curse card, so we're just going right into that inflict 4 again. So let's see how we do this time. All right, we got 2 focus and a success. So I'm going to use Actually, you know what? I'm going to use 2 focus. So that gives me 3 successes. And thanks to Matthew reminding me about my defense, that gives me a 4 total because I have 1 defense, which means nothing happens to me that time. So she doesn't hurt me at all. But however, there is another shadow die in that altar pool. So got to roll that. And each hero must either discard 1 progress from a curse card or suffer 1 damage. I don't have a curse card, so she is still going to damage me no matter what. She's just on you. All right. Moving into the quest rules. Now here's because I do have a clue card now. This is going to start affecting me. Each hero who controls a clue card must either discard 1 focus for each clue card they control or resist, which for 3, and I only have 2 dice. If there's 1 player, and that doesn't matter till later. So I'm going to go ahead and use another focus token to skip right past that. We move into our unstable altar where we have to activate that, which tells us to re-roll all of our altar dice. And dang it, got another shadow. So it is going to use that shadow die. Yeah. Then that effect was discard 1 focus and discard or suffer 1 damage. I guess I'm going to have to get rid of that last focus there because I really try not to get hurt. And then weapons rack doesn't help me. And the other card is already gone. All right, so there we've got through that. So now you guys are seeing, I know this has taken a while because I'm trying to walk everything through it. These are the first couple rounds. Now that hopefully you guys are starting to see what's happening, I'm going to start picking up. We're going to start moving a little faster here. All right, so back to our hero turn. Our action markers get flipped back over, and it is now my turn again. So I want to get into this room as fast as I can and see what's in there and pull up some more stuff and some more cool things for you guys to see. All right, so I'm going to use an action to move. I could use an altar die, but I may want to do that for whatever enemy is going to be in this room. So I'm only moving 1 to get there. I have to remember that because that means I'll still have 2 movement action after we reveal this room. So another door goes in. First things first, we get a feature card. This time we are getting the Mystical Mirror. Right. So the Mystical Mirror is a 1 space feature. So that's just going to go right there. Like I said, the white arrow that actually has the arrowhead on it. So that's going to be dead center in the room. That is going to get placed over here. The other reason why it's nice to have my quest cards over here is because usually how I've been playing it in the last 2 games is I move out and then I have the whole bottom row to keep going because there's going to be more and more features, especially on this quest. All right, so Magic Mirror comes out. Then we get another quest card. So we have some more story here. Makeshift Vault. The enemy's vault lies ahead. Motivation surges through you, knowing that answers must be at hand. What you seek is valuable, and here is where valuables look to be kept. Now it's just a matter of finding out just what exactly the enemy values. Okay, so when revealed, attach this card to this room's feature card. Then each hero who does not control a clue card may move up to 3 spaces. Unfortunately, I just got a clue card, so I do not get to move the 3 spaces. All right, but at least this time it's not having me activate enemies like our last room did. And then lastly, we draw another threat card. This time we are getting a Black Sky Sharpshooter minion. So I have to find them in our minis here. Let's see, there they are. All right, and he is a blue minion. So we go ahead and put him on there. Now, like I said, because he's not a trap, he is going to go into the shadow space. And on this room, the shadow space is right here. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that or not, but that is where he pops up. And he doesn't do anything yet. He's just there. Except we can't forget about our threat tokens because that is what the Crow will do. So he automatically gains 3 threat tokens. So he basically has 3 armor until I work through that or just manage to damage him directly. So now you guys are going to get to see a little bit more fighting action. All right, so we did all that, but I still had 2 movement left. And I'm thinking I want to get by that mirror over there. Oh, except the search on that is my worst stat. All right, so now I'm going to have to kind of look and see what I want to do. I do have actions on my weapons. I have some cards because they've just been building this whole time. All right. Well, first thing we're going to do, I'm going to play Elder Grit, which is a feat card, not a feature card. So I'll show you guys that over here in the card cam. And Jordan, I don't know, is that actually going slow for you guys too?
Yeah, it's sums up with the signal on it.
Okay. Let me see. Sorry, everyone, not trying to make you motion sick or anything.
Oh yeah, you are.
All right. I think it's just because I'm using my phone for this and it's just kind of sitting there not doing anything. So, all right.
That's right.
Let's see. Okay, it's still going to be a little slow there, but hopefully I can get this.
We gotta say we can go to the aerial if need be.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So the test 3, so that's that white 3. Like I said, it's not parentheses. So that's what I have to get. And then if passed, you may heal 1 damage and gain 1 armor token. And also with the fire, which unfortunately I don't have any, that would have helped me as well. But we're going to try that. The feat cards, as I said, those are free actions. So I'm just going to do that. And that happens to be my best stat. So I'm really hoping I'll be able to pass that and, heal and get some armor. All right. And I got 2 successes and a critical. So rolling on. All right. I was hoping for some more focus, but I didn't get it. That's fine. So I did pass it, which means I get to heal a damage and I get an armor token. All right. So still have 2 actions left. I'm going to, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't complete my movement in. So 1, let's see. I have to be pretty much on top of this dude to attack him at all. So we're going to, all right, so we're going to move over here next to him so we can start duking it out and see what happens. All right. So now I think I'm going to do a action. Or action bounty card, I should say. However, he does have a lot of armor. All right, so now we're going to, you know what? I'm going to do some exhaust abilities here. So an exhaust ability, you will see because I am using a rune. So let's try out the card cam and hopefully that works for you guys. All right. All right, so I know it's a little blurry there, but hopefully you guys can read that okay. So it says exhaust, and then it has the light rune on it. So I'm going to do that. So I'm not using an action. An exhaust is not an action. All that means is that I turn my card onto its side to know that I cannot exhaust that again. So I'm going to exhaust the light rune that was in the room. So you roll that. And I get to deal 1 damage directly to the enemy. If it says deal damage, their armor, none of their armor or defense, none of that matters. So even though he has 3 threat tokens, which is essentially their armor right now, it does not matter. That goes directly onto him. And then change 1 other altar die to a shadow. So, well, shoot, and I rolled a shadow, so that kind of stinks. So I guess we'll turn this one. All right. However, the nice thing that I'm seeing, where I'm already really loving Van Geyser for this, his other card, his offhand sword, the exhaust ability on that is you roll a shadow, which we just got. So we're going to do that. And then that deal says deal 1 damage to an enemy within range. So again, we're going to damage that sharpshooter. And then change 1 other altar die to a light. So I'm going to turn that shadow that popped up over here back to a light. So Vivian can't attack us with that. All right. So now both of those have been exhausted. Now, just because they're exhausted, that does not mean that I cannot do their action on top. It just means that I can't continue to exhaust back and forth and back and forth. So I can still do their actions. I can still do the basic attacks that they would do. Let's see. Gains +1.
Brian Skull says exhaust abilities are not actions. It means the ability is turned on its side when used.
That is right. All right, so I'm trying to find a way to attach a bounty onto this guy. So, all right. So my main character card has the exhaust ability as well, where you use a earth or stone. I can't remember exactly what that is, but it's earth. Or one of those things. And I'm going to use that. So I roll that. Hopefully no shadow. No, good. I exhaust that, which lets me move up to 2 spaces. So I could move. I'm going to choose not to because I want to be in range to hit this guy. But then it lets me attach a bounty card from my hand. So I'm going to attach. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. I might be screwing up what bounty cards actually do here. Let's see. With a bounty card attached. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to attach marked prey on him, and what marked prey does. Normally, I would have to use a wind rune to put this on there, but because this card lets me just attach any card that I want, this makes it so each red attack or blue attack targeting the attached enemy gains +1 die. So I'm going to attach that to this guy. And then I'm going to attack him, with red, because that's what my main weapon uses. So that's the might, which now gives me 3. And I do have to use an action to attack him, so that's why I just flipped that. But I do get 3 dice against him. Unfortunately, he's got a lot of defense, but hopefully I can get rid of some of those. Oh, before I do that, this is where there's so much stuff to keep track of. Oh, I don't have any focus. Okay, so that doesn't matter yet. So I have to get through 3 defense. So this probably is going to be a waste, but we'll see. Maybe I can pull off 4 and at least hit him for 1, or maybe get some focus. That would be awesome. Ooh, all right. I got a focus and 2 criticals, so that means I get to roll 2 more dice. All right, so I really do only need 2 more successes, but hopefully more focus. And another critical, and a critical and a focus. So I've already beaten the 4, so I'm definitely already going to be hitting them for 1, but 1 more crit dice means I get to keep on rolling. This is the reason why it's nice to have extra dice for most Blacklist games, definitely for Altar Quest. All right, and there's another success. Okay, so in total, I get 2 focus. I don't have any to change those into any more hits, but I hit him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. So that gets through his defense and also does 2 damage on top of that to him. So that takes him down to 4 out of his 5 entire health. Oh, that makes this a tough decision because I want to be next to this mirror. I'm bumping that around. I want to be next to that mirror in order to uh, search it for my next clue because I need to get more ripped fabric. However, if I don't take this guy out, he might be able to do some damage to me because he's going to inflict for 5. That's definitely going to hurt me. Let's see, do I want to attack him again? I can use, because of their threat tokens, the way they work, I can use focus. May discard any number of focus. For each focus discarded, the hero may discard 1 threat token from an enemy in their room. So I could lower his threat down a little bit, or lower his defense down a little bit, which might help me out. But then I wouldn't have any focus left. And I'm definitely going to need 1 focus for that quest card because I'm carrying a clue card around. So I think I will do that. I'm going to lower down 1. So he still has 2. I'm going to play another action card, which is Marked Prey again, but this time I'm just doing the action. I'm not doing the bounty portion of it. And I get to roll the attack with the orange ability, which Van Geyser gets 3 dice naturally with that. So hopefully I can get some more crits, and I just need to get 1 more point of damage on him. So I need 3 successes total to take this guy out. So 1, 2, there we go, 3, and 1 of those is a critical. So now I want some focus, and I didn't get it, so that stinks. But either way, I at least defeated the minion, so he goes away. I don't have to worry about him attacking me. Also, the card that I played said that if I defeat the enemy and has an attached bounty card, I get to redraw that bounty card back into my hand. So I get that back, which is nice. And on top of that, make sure I'm not missing anything. Again, you always want to look around. Return to your hand. Okay, but then so I do get a supply for also beating him. That was my last action, though. So unless I have a way to move, which I don't because I used it to put the bounty on him, that is the end of my hero turn. So we're going to draw another card. Now, all of these stay exhausted until the start of my next turn. And I'm guessing there's no questions because I haven't heard Jordan say anything yet. Okay. So moving on to the threat phase. Threat phase, I got rid of him, so luckily I don't have to worry about him. We go back into Vivian. She is going to activate. I still don't have a curse card, so that is awesome. Let's see. Each hero must either discard 1 progress from the end. I don't have that, or suffer 1 damage. So I do have to get damaged again.
Jeff Chandler asks, are the treat tokens not removed when damage is done?
Threat tokens.
Threat tokens. Threat. Okay, it's treat, but a threat. You mean he means the threat tokens?
He meant threat. No, so Jeff, the way that the crowl will work, the only way to remove the threat tokens is to spend the focus, which that's what I did in that last round. I spent 1 to get 1 off of him. So threat tokens are different. They're not armor. Armor tokens do get removed as they get used. But yeah, with the crowl, this is their specific thing, so they do not get removed. The only way to take them off is by using focus.
Thank you, Jeff, for coming through with the question, man. It's a great question. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, now on to Vivian's card draw. So then another curse comes out. All right. So this one is called Sapped Strength. The hero with the highest might put this in their threat area. Again, I'm playing solo, so it's all coming to me. All right, and then that's going to be something I have to take care of once it gets back to my turn. All right, next we're going on to the quest phase. Activate each hero control, so I have to spend my focus because I still have that clue card. Then we move on to the altar, and so that means the unstable altar rolls everything again. Hopefully no shadow this time. Whoa. And okay, so no, lucked out that time. No shadow. So the altar does not do its rune effect to me. The weapon rack does not matter because I'm not next to it. I don't think I said that in the last round. But yeah, if you're not next to it, then it doesn't activate and nothing happens. However, the mirror, a hero, but I'm not adjacent to it. So that doesn't happen either. What it reads though, just for you guys that are watching or may watch this later, a hero adjacent to this feature may gain 1 armor token. So if I was next to it, I would have been able to get a little bit more armor. And then the activate on the quest card that's attached to it is also if I was adjacent, which I am not. So yeah.
He also says, thanks. I just read each threat deck. It uses threat tokens differently. Yeah, each deck uses threat tokens differently.
Yep. Each threat they all have on their card. It has a big thing that says threat tokens, and it lets you know how they use threat tokens. Yeah, and they're all different. Or they all have. Again, I've only played 3, but I'm assuming they're all going to continue to be different. All right, so we made it through our entire phase there. We're back to my hero turn. Now is the time when everything unexhausts, I guess is the word we'll use. And then my action tokens come back. And now it is my turn again. All right, so this time we want to, so I want to be next to that mirror at the end of this turn, which this stinks. I really should have tried to get next to that earlier. But I also now have a curse to deal with, so I want to try and get rid of that. So let's work on that first. We're going to work on this curse. So the curse, to interact with that, I have to do red. Van Geyser gets 2. I am going to spend 1 action to interact with that. You know what? I'm going to spend a supply. I'm going to spend a supply and get an extra die on this one. See if I can knock it out in 1 roll. Maybe get some focus. That would all be awesome. All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Got it in 1 roll, and I got 2 focus. So exactly what I needed. That is awesome. And that curse goes away. So keeping those curses off me. All right, and I still have 2 actions, so that is very awesome.
Brian says at the start of your turn, make sure you refresh your exhausted abilities.
Yes.
Don't forget, because that's something that I would totally do. Probably. I would forget, and then lose the game, and then you would look back and be like, "Dude, you could have won."
Yep.
That's just me, though.
All right. Oh, and I'm knocking. Oh, this whole time I just realized I knocked one of my cards down underneath me. So apparently I've been missing out that I had this card this whole time. But we'll get it in there now. Oh, and I bent it up a little bit too. Quit trying
to be like me.
I know. Now I have to see what this one does. Oh yeah, I did see this before. Okay, I might want to just use that for the rune effect, honestly, but all right. Sorry, I try not to mumble to myself, everyone. All right, so I am going to play a feat card. I got Elder Grit again, which this is the one where I get to do the test of the orange ability, and Van Geyser gets 3 for that. I have to get a 3 in order to pass it. And it's going to let me get some armor, and I got it. Knocking myself over there with the dice. All right, so I did pass. That lets me heal for 1 damage and gain 1 armor token. However, this time it has the fire rune on the bottom, and I do have some fire runes. So I can roll one of those to heal an additional and gain an additional armor token. So we're definitely going to do that. Get some extra healing and some extra armor. All right. Still don't have anything of that, so I am going to have to waste a turn moving, or an action, I should say. So we're going to go. Which way do I want to go? I'm going to go up. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'll stop there so I'll be able to get to that door on the next turn. And I'm going to use one action, or my last action, to search the mirror. I really want to. I want to try and get some supply. And let's see, for each supply gained during this test, choose a hero in this room to gain 1 armor. Yeah, all right, I definitely want to do that. So we're going to spend a supply, get an extra die because this is Van's worst stat. So I want to get at least 2 die when I'm searching this thing. All right, and I got, oh man, a focus and a success. I'm going to spend the focus because I really want to get 2 successes because 1 lets me search. This is the quick route. I love this. This is like the best, well, one of the best consumables you can get. What quick route does is it lets you, if you use it, you can move up to 5 spaces. However, this is one of the rare search cards where it has an exhaust on it. So if you exhaust it, you can move up to 2 spaces. But you keep consumables in your play area until you use them. So basically, the way I like to think of this is you have this whole quick route in your pocket, and instead of just eating the whole thing and doing the big blast of 5 movement, I'm just taking little nibbles of it, and I'm just moving little 2 spaces instead of 5. And then in the end, which with this quest I probably will need it, I can eat the whole thing and do a quick burst and try and run back to those stairs before Vivian comes after me and ends up killing me. So that's a great card. Now on top of that, so I had the 1 success that lets me search. The extra success gets me another supply. And this particular card also, every supply you get, I also get another armor token. So I'm just building up my armor here, which is definitely always good to have for when, because one of these guys is going to start hitting me. They're going to start getting me. Not to forget Vivian's inflict there either. That armor will come in handy there. Now, before we forget, because I did search the mirror, now a search token does go on there. So if I attempted to search that again, it would be harder. There's no way I'm going to do that, though, because it uses my worst stat. All right, that's the end of my action turn, which means I draw another card. All right, and it's a different card I haven't seen yet, so we'll get to that on my turn. Then we are going to go into the threat phase. We don't have any threats, luckily, so right into Vivian's turn. Don't have the curse card, so she is going to inflict me for 4. So we're going to roll 2. And it went way across the board. All right. I got 2 successes, and then I have 1 defense. Now, this is where armor tokens come into play. So she would still normally hit me for 1 more point because 2 successes gets me down to 2 points from the 4. 1 defense gets me down to 3 points 3 have been defended. And now I'm going to spend 1 armor token to block that 4th point of damage. So once again, Vivian does not get me. There is no shadow, so she doesn't get to do that. But we're going to draw her next card, and it's another curse. I'm guessing all of her cards are curses. So far, all 3 of these have been curses. All right, the hero with the highest thing puts this in their threat area. And it looks like if you play with more people that, these curses just get thrown around everywhere. But yeah, so we got another curse on us. That's Vivian. She's all done, though. Move into the quest. I have to spend my focus because I still have that clue card in my control. Go into the altar. Activates. We rolled our altar die. Oh, lots of shadows. So now this time the altar is going to attack me. Okay, and I don't have any more focus, so it is going to do 1 damage to me. If I had a focus, I could have discarded it to avoid that. Not in the room with the weapon rack, so that doesn't matter. Activate on the mystical mirror. A hero adjacent to this feature may gain 1 armor token. Definitely going to do that. And then we get our next quest that it says a hero adjacent to the attached feature may draw a card from the clue deck. Then, if a hero takes control, they discard it. So here, I get another clue. Hopefully, I get my other rip fabric. And I did not. Oh, but this one is a falling debris. Okay, so this isn't just a nice little thing for me to use. This actually does something. It says you may resist agility 4 to discard this card. Look at the bottom 2 cards of the clue deck. Choose one to resolve and shuffle the other back into the clue deck. Otherwise, discard this card and gain 1 focus. Oh, okay. So it's still a good thing. Green. Oh, I don't know if I can get that. You know what? We're going to attempt it. Let's see what happens. I'm going to use a supply. So I get 3 dice. Try and get this. I need to get a 4 total. So I'm going to need a crit because I don't have any focus. So I need at least 1 crit die. Probably should have rethought this. Oh, there we go. I got 2 crit die, 1 success and focus. So all I need is 1 more. So 1 more success and hopefully another focus. Just more successes. Okay, so definitely past that. I do get a focus token back. So now I have to read this again. Look at the bottom 2 cards of the clue deck. Okay, so we're going to look at those. Choose one to. Oh, there we go. So that's what I needed. So there is the other ripped fabric. Thank God that I got this card because otherwise I would have had to get through all of these clues. God, and there's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I would have been sitting around for a while, but I want this ripped fabric because that's what I'm going to need when I find the altar. So I'm going to resolve that one and then shuffle the other one back into the clue deck. Okay. All right. So that is awesome. So now, well, kind of awesome. Now I really have to try and find the altar and hurry up and try and cleanse it because now I'm going to have to spend 2 focus at the end of each of my turns or keep drawing threat cards. Let's see. This card at each year's time. Yeah. All right. So yeah, now, or I'm sorry, I'm not going to have to draw threat cards. I'm reading ahead. That's like I said before. Make sure you guys read through everything in the rules. Read through the cards, and don't skip around like I just did right there. So I can either discard a focus or try and resist. So this might start hurting me if I don't have enough focus. So I'm going to want to try and move a little quicker. Also, this card goes away. That was that's a quest card. And that's a clue card. All right, but the good thing is I have both of my ripped fabrics. So now I really want to start moving through here. That was the end of the quest. So back over to the hero phase. Get my actions back up. Now here's where I need to decide, do I want to try and beeline it and get through here and just hurry up and find the altar? Or do I want to still play it safe? Because if I start beelining through, I'm going to have, well, I already have a curse on me. I'm going to start having enemies running me down. What's the wither? Okay, actually the wither isn't too bad on this. Actually, the wither effect, but it does activate as well. Okay, so yeah, still not really a good thing to have curses on you. Go figure. All right, we want to try and get rid of this curse. I don't have very much supply still left, though. So I'm going to move into this next room. That's going to be the first thing I'm going to do. And luckily, I have my new trusty quick route. I am going to exhaust that and move 2 spaces. So 1, and then we're going to reveal this next room. Who knows? I might start just moving quick here and see how it goes for me. But first thing we do when we reveal the room, we get a feature. The feature for this one is the alchemy desk. All these features are super cool. They got a ton of detail. Very well put together. If I was going to paint a game, this would definitely be the game to paint. All right, now this is a 2-space one, so it goes in the 2 white spaces. So there is my feature. I have to draw a quest to attach to it. So we get some more flavor text here. This one is The Darkened Room. The darkness deepens here, obscuring what feels like watchful eyes lurking just beyond your vision. You are certain you're not alone, regardless. Answers still wait beyond, forcing you to steel yourself against the fear of ambush, still watching every shadow. When revealed, attach this card to this room's feature card. Then each hero must either discard one focus or draw one lurker card. Whew. All right, I got lucky.
Brian Skull says, getting lucky on your dice rolls might as well take that risk.
Yeah, and that's when you die. Okay, so I lucked out that I do have a focus, so I don't have to draw a lurker, which is great because if I am going to start running through this place like crazy, I don't want any extra enemies on me. Okay, so I did that. The last thing is to draw a threat. And we got another Black Sky Shooter. So gotta get another one of them. This time it is the red one instead of the blue one. All right.
And what exactly, again, you might have covered this already, but what is the difference between the colors?
The colors just lets you know because potentially if I would have ran into this room before killing the blue one, there would have been another of this same figure on the board. So now this red one pops up. So
makes sense.
You know, for instance, if I didn't kill this guy, this blue one might have still been in here. And if you didn't have the markers on them, you wouldn't know which one's doing what.
Gotcha.
But I've just been wiping them out as I go to try and avoid anything bad happening to me. Okay, and then I still had one movement left, so I would be inside that door, thanks to my quick route. Now, and I need to look at this alchemy desk and see what it does for me. So when you're adjacent to it, ooh, you can heal 1 damage, though. Okay, so it's probably worth my time to stick around in this room. And the search, I can get 2 dice.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of with the chat here. Mad Respect TV says, no guts, no glory.
Yeah, that's true. For anyone, thanks for the chat. Anyone that happens to be in here watching, please, if there's any other questions that you have potentially about how the game works, let me know, because otherwise I may just start running through here, and who knows, maybe we'll go ahead and finish this up. But I see, oh, actually, we're already pretty much at the 2-hour mark. So yeah, you know what? We're just going to run through and see what happens here. All right. So use that to move.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions after watching this replay, if they watch the replay or whatever, feel free to reach out to us. You can also get a hold of, I know the links in the chat. You can get a hold of Blacklist Games, I'm sure. If you reach out to them, have questions, they'll answer your questions.
Yep.
Yeah, let's ramp it up, but I see what you got.
Yep, we're gonna ramp it up. We're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Okay, first I gotta see if I got anything. All right. All right, so first thing we're going to do is play this Discerning Prey, which is a test of my best. Or no, it's not my best. Okay, so I want to get as many successes as possible here. Come on, get a crit. No. All right, so 2. It says for each success, you may reveal the top card of your deck. So I get to reveal 2 cards. Then it says for each bounty card revealed, you may attach it to an enemy within range. Shuffle each other revealed card back into your deck. And, neither of these are a bounty card. All right. So that sucks because I was trying to get a quick bounty on this guy that just popped up. However, the last thing is the rune effect, which is a wind. I do have a wind. I rolled that to use it.
Mad Respect says, attaboy, charge.
Lets me move 2 spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, get over there to the, getting as close to that door as possible. Let's see, anything else that lets me move fast. Ricky Bobby wants to go fast, people. All right, here we go. I can still potentially get a bounty on this guy. So I do. Yes, I do have those. So, all right, I'm going to exhaust my main ability card because I do have the Earth Rune. So I get to roll that. Lets me move 2 spaces, and then you may attach a bounty card from your hand to an enemy within range. Oh, if I do that. All right, so I'm not going to be able to attach the bounty because I'm going to be out of range of this guy. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, so one, I have to do my complete movement. So I'm going into this next room, revealing the room. We get another feature. I'm gonna put this one down here. This one is the bookshelf. Remember, I'm not gonna get that altar card until it's one of the last 3 cards, and it could be the very last card, so that would kind of stink. The bookshelf is really cool too. Yeah, I love the minis in this. Oh, sorry. Let's see, white and white, so it goes that way. And then I draw another quest card. This one is called Mystical Aura. You can feel the presence of something arcane here. It is pulling you, telling you that the item you seek is nearby. Everything in the room looks mundane and devoid of enchantment, but the air that hangs heavy around the furnishings assure you that old power courses and thrives through the ground beneath your feet.
See, I was gonna say I knew something was up there when somebody says, "Oh, there's nothing there. There's nothing there." Well, you know there's something there.
Of course there is. All right, when revealed, attach this card to this room's feature card. Then each hero may discard 1 focus to change an altar die of their choice. I don't have any focus, so I can't do that. But again, luckily, it's not doing anything to hurt me. Not yet. And then we get another. Oh, this is an event. Okay, so this is anytime you draw an event card out of your threat deck, that happens immediately. It doesn't just go in like the traps or the minions do. So this one is called From the Shadows. Each minion threat with 2 or more threat tokens. Oh, and I almost forgot about that. Good thing it reminded me. So he has 3 threat tokens on him. Each minion threat with 2 or more threat tokens immediately activates. If no minion threat activates this way, each hero must either discard 1 focus or suffer 1 damage. So that sucks. That means he's going to come after me right now. And I think, let's see. So he's going to basically, so I would technically be moving through the door. Okay. Then he activates. So it says engage. Whenever any of them. Oh, sorry, Brian. Oh, Brian's just doing the
Yep.
notes.
He says drawing an event card out of your threat deck is played immediately.
No. All right. So next we got the activate, engage. How the engage works on the cards. It means that they are going to first they're going to move, which is the green symbol on the bottom of their card. I'm going to just do the aerial because it seems like the card cam is screwing up. Well, actually, if you want to shoot over to it real quick, Jordan, we'll see if it's fixed itself. No, not really. Okay, let's go to the aerial. We'll just use that. All right, so on here, you can see that green card or that green square. That is his movement. So he is going to first move 4 spaces. However, they're always going to move to where they need to be in order to hit me. So normally he would move as far away as possible because he can hit me from a range of 5 because he's got that nifty crossbow. However, the way line of sight works in this game, the only way he can attack me in this other room is if he is standing right here and looking through the door space. So he has to be there in order to hit me there. Also, this is one that I would maybe have to look up because the way I understand it, the only place that he can hit me is right. Well, you know what? Let's see, because he can't move through me. So yes, he would have to move there. Normally, though, if I wasn't standing in this space, he would come in the room and come to get me because the only way to attack me is through this door space. If I happen to be further back, he would not shoot through the door and hit me. That's just the way the line of sight works in this game. So if you have questions that's not as clear as you would like to be, please let me know. But he's going to move right there. And then the next thing he is going to do is inflict. So he's going to attack me for 5. Oh, God, they hit hard. And it is my green, so I get 2 dice. Not good. Luckily, I have a bunch of armor, but we'll see. So I blocked 2 of it. I have 1 defense, so that knocks out 3 of it. So 2 of my armor tokens go away, and he ends up not hitting me at all. Then his rune effect activates because there is a shadow out there. The shadow makes him gain 1 threat token and deal 1 damage to a character in range. So now he just got really hard to hit. Almost impossible, I would say. And he also damages me, so I don't even get a chance to block that one. It just hits me. All right, so that sucked. And that was all just in the reveal of this room. But we still have all 3 of our actions. I could attack that guy, or I could keep running. I'm thinking the group probably wants me to just keep running and see what happens. So we're going to spend that first action. I am going to, you know what? I didn't even see what the bookshelf does. If I interact for each supply gained during this test, I only get 2. I get to draw an extra card. But from where I'm at, I could make it into the next room. So you know what? We're sticking to this whole beeline strategy. So 1, 2, have 1 more movement, but we're opening another room this turn. This turn, we're going to open so many rooms. All right, another feature card. This time we get the locked chest. All right, the locked chest comes out, and that goes... that goes there. All right, and we draw another quest card to see what's going on in this room. This is the storage room. A welcome sight, stocked shelves. Someone went to great lengths here to stockpile a random assortment of various goods. It's slightly dismaying to see how much is not useful to you or not easy to carry, but there are still some usable items. When revealed, attach this to the feature card, then each hero may place 1 search token on this room's feature card to draw 1 search card. All right, so that's nice. I get an automatic search card. So I'm going to automatically get an item. Don't even have to roll for it. And this one gives me blinding powder, which is a consumable. I haven't seen this yet. Oh, this also has an exhaust ability, so that's great, just like my quick group. The use lets me exhaust a minion within range. If I exhaust this, before rolling dice for your inflict test from an enemy within range, add 1 to your defense value for that test. So that's awesome. So I'm going to have some extra defense the rest of the time that I'm running through this place. Let's see. If I do... Okay, so did that, got my quest. Another enemy is going to come out, and it's another trap. Okay, so this could actually start hurting me now, because the last time when we pulled a trap, there were not any threats happening. So now this guy could be a lot worse. All right, and this is the blue trap. Okay, now and again, these do not go in the shadow space. This goes in the closest space to the character and the feature. Okay, so that goes there. Back to me. I still had 1 movement, so I would get in there. Now the problem is going to be when I go by that, it is going to trigger, which means I am going to activate that minion. So he is going to come after me. Well, again, we're just running. We're running to see what happens. So I'm going to use that next action to go 1, 2, which triggers him. So that means it activates the minion. So he is going to engage. So he's going to move 4. So he is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So this is what I was saying. So because he's in that door and I'm not in this space right here, he actually cannot get me. So he just stops right there and didn't quite make it. Now I'm also on that door, so I can reveal the next room again, though. And I still have, let's see, where was I at? 1, 2, yep. And I still have 1 more movement action. So that door opens. Our next feature comes out. How many cards we got left? Ooh, okay. So not the altar, but now we only have 2 more features left. So that means that the altar is going to come up in 1 or 2 of these. But next we get the fungal patch. So this is the mushroom patch. All right, quest card comes out. not hear anything from Jordan, so I'm assuming no questions. All right, a strange fatigue. Weariness settles in. It could be some hex, or it could simply be natural exhaustion. Whatever it is, it must be tended to if you hope to continue the journey. There's no time to make camp, so you must dig deep for the resolve to continue on. You cannot rest until you find what you're looking for. When revealed, attach this card to this room's feature. Then each hero must either discard one supply or resist 4. I do have a supply. Yeah, we're going to use it. We're going to keep moving as fast as we can. Okay, that was the fungal patch that activated. What does this use? Ooh, this one might be worth searching because it's my best stat, so I might be able to get some more search cards that help me. But last but not least, we get another of the event one. So same event. Each minion threat with 2 or more threat tokens immediately activates. If no minion threat, okay, so he's going to immediately activate. I would technically be moving into there for my full movement. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. He can get me this time. All right, so he is going to attack. So he's going to engage again. All right, and I got 2 focus and a success. So I only managed to block 1 of his 5 damage. I could have. Whoops. I could have used this blinding powder, but oh well.
Brian Skull says, eat the mushroom patch and start an entire new quest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
The problem is going to be, to get to that next door. So this is where stuff's going to this is where I'm going to get trapped and stuff's going to start happening. But before I forget here, okay, so I blocked 1. I have 1 defense, so 3. I have 2 armor tokens left, so 1 of that damage is actually going to get through and hit me. So now I have 4 damage out of my 12 total health. All right. And he still doesn't do any of that. Do I have any extra movement? If I had a little bit extra movement, it would be great because then I could at least get up to that patch and do a search before I keep moving. Okay. Oh, here we go. So an action. Oh, but that. Oh, that's actually an awesome card, but not right now. All right, so I'm going to have to use my last action to just move. I really want to be at that fungal patch. It's not really going to hurt me to go over there. So 1, 2, 3. All right, and that is the end of this super long turn. So for anybody that wasn't paying too much attention, we literally moved from the magic mirror room we've made it through 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms in 1 turn, thanks to some extra movement and some other things that have been happening here. So before I go to the villain turn, I get 1 more card. Awesome. Got another new card that I haven't seen yet, so we'll see what that does in a minute. So the threat turn. All right. This is the first time that the threat turn where I've had threats, and I have a lot of them now. So we're going to have to go through these one by one. So first, the curse that's on me activates, and I have to resist 4 of the blue, which I can only roll 2. And luckily I got a critical, so if I'm real lucky, I can roll multiple and block all this, and I didn't. Okay, so I blocked 2, which means I get 2 more damage, so that gets me up to 5. So I'm at 6 now. And I do get another focus, which I am going to take. And then I get to do a task. So apparently, even though the curse hurts me, I also get a chance to break the curse as well. So if I can get a 3, nope. Yeah, I'm going to keep that focus as well. I only put 1 task on that one. All right, next is going to be the sharpshooter is going to keep following me. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3. That's as far away as he can be. So again, he's going to get as far away from me as possible and shoot me from afar. He doesn't want to be next to me where I can attack him. And he can hit me from 5 away. So he's going to inflict and hit me again. All right, got 2 successes and a focus. This time I am going to spend the focus because I got plenty now. So that makes it 3 plus my defense is 1. So he's only going to hit me for 1 more point of damage. Next, the trap activates. Each minion threat in this room gains 1 threat token. Luckily, that shooter moved out of that room, so that decoy didn't do anything. So that's through our threat phase. Next, we're going back to Vivian. Each hero with a curse card in their threat area must resolve its wither effect. Okay, so now I have to wither, either discard 1 focus or suffer 1 damage. I'm going to discard a focus. Then inflict 4 targeting each other character. So there aren't any other characters, so the way I'm going to read that, and again, anyone at Blacklist, if you look at this later and I'm playing this wrong, please let me know. There is the errata that we, once again, we're going to have that in the link below so that you guys can check that. It's a great resource. Everyone should check it out.
I'll say it's also in the chat. If anybody wants to go check that out, they can. You'll see it in the chat. I'll throw it up.
Okay, awesome. Where are we at on time? Yeah, I'm trying to speed this up because I know we're already past 2 hours and people are just probably not wanting to hang in here for all of this. But by the way, let Jordan know how, if you're liking this long play or not. If so, then maybe we can do some more of these. But yeah, I know this is a long thing to watch. And normally the game does not take this long, but it's because I'm talking and explaining all my rules or all my plays as I'm going. So for anyone that's worried that all games are going to be this long, it's normally not this long. It only took me about 45 minutes to do this quest when I played it the other day. All right, so then inflict 4 targeting each other character. However, I already got hurt, so other character would meet somebody else, so that apparently doesn't hurt me this time. We can draw another one of her card. So I get double cursed. So now she has cursed me again. Now I'm running out of space in my threat area. Normally I take care of this stuff. So she puts another curse on me. Next, we go into our quest rules. If I control a clue card, I have to either discard 1 focus each or resist. I'm going to try and resist, actually. It might, although that might hurt me. I'm already half dead, but we'll keep going. All I need is a 3. Oh, I got 2 focus. Should have just spent the 2. All right, so I'm going to take the 2. But that also gives me 3 more points of damage. Oh, which puts me up to 10. I am at 10 hit points of damage, and I only have 12 total. All right, next is the unstable altar, which rolls the altar dice again. No shadow. No shadow. Awesome. Okay. So that doesn't do anything. I'm not in any of these rooms except for the mushroom patch. Any hero adjacent to that may deal damage to an enemy in this room. So I'm going to damage that sharpshooter. And then Tat may draw a card from the clue deck. So I'm going to draw that because we saw that it might not always be toxic gas. Okay, let's see what happens here. You may resist. Oh, may. So I don't have to do this. Okay, you may resist. To discard this card, look at the bottom 2 cards, check, choose 1 to resolve, and shuffle the other back into the clue deck. Otherwise, discard this card and heal 1 damage. Oh, well, I'm definitely just discarding that and healing the 1 damage. All right, so lucked out again. That gave me 1 extra point, so I'm back up to 3 hit points left. That's the end of the quest turn. We're back to me, so everything. We unexhaust all that. And I forgot my exhaust on this blinding powder stuff again. That could have helped me to reduce some more damage. All right, and we flip our tokens. This time, I know there's some healing potions in there, so I feel like it might be worth. Yeah. I'm gonna spend 1 turn this time to search and hopefully get a healing potion that gives me a chance of surviving this run back. Oh, yes, that's what I want to see. Okay, 2 criticals. And another critical and a focus, and I'm at 4 focus, so what do I get for, let's see, for each supply gained during this test, deal 1 damage to an enemy. Oh, so I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I'm going to spend the focus to make that another success. So that means I just had an awesome roll. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total successes. So 1 success lets me search and hopefully healing potion. Oh, draw 1 lurker card and discard this card. So no healing potion, and even worse yet, a lurker comes out, which I got a feral mother. So for anyone that doesn't know what lurker cards are, actually, well, let me find this. Okay, so she comes out and goes into that space. Okay, what lurker cards are is you can randomly pull any minion from any deck. In this case, it happens to be the feral mother, which is the vampires. So now there's a feral mother in this room with me that just popped out of the shadows. And worse yet, she's standing over by the door that I have to go to. And I also did not get any way to heal myself. Or I didn't get a healing potion, I should say. Sorry. So she pops out. She doesn't activate or anything yet. But the good thing is I still have 4 successes, which means I get 4 supply. And because of this particular room's effect, the fungal patch lets me deal 1 damage to an enemy in this room for each supply gained during this test. Excuse me. I get to deal 1 damage to an enemy in this room. So I could immediately take out this Black Sky Sharpshooter or the Feral Mother. I'm going to take out the Sharpshooter because I get to do 4 damage to him, which luckily lets me ignore, because it's straight damage. So I get to ignore his threat tokens and his defense. So he immediately gets taken out, which gets me another supply. So I got plenty of supply now. And he goes away. All right. So it was definitely worth it to, and just to be sure, not that I'm going to take the time to sit here and search that thing anymore, but we'll put the search token on there because that's what you're supposed to do. All right. So now I need to keep moving, and I got to move fast. I want to go fast, Ricky Bobby. All right. You know what? We're going to go ahead. You know what? Not yet. Not quite yet. I'm going to exhaust my quick route and go 1, 2. I do have an earth, so I can move up to 2 spaces with my hero card. That's a flame. That lets me move 2 more spaces and attach a bounty to any enemy in this room. And I have to see which bounty I want to attach to him. We're going to mark price. So we're going to attach this bounty to the feral mother, so that makes it so if I ever do attack her, so if she gets on my butt and she's attacking me, I can take her out a little easier. But now I'm at the door, so I get to reveal the next room. Hopefully the altar is in here. There's only 2 cards left. Come on, altar. No. So gonna have to make the full run this game. All right. The Blessed Fountain is in this room. All right, so the Blessed Fountain, and we draw another quest card. This one has the Swirling Mist. Someone or something doesn't want you finding what you're after. An arcane shroud hangs heavier and heavier, and now visible mists coalesce around you, trying desperately to sway you from your cause. You know you're on the right path when such resistance is blocking your path. Now it's just a matter of enduring the mystical tricks thrown up against you. Attach this card to this room's feature card, then roll all dice in the altar pool. Okay. So, do that. Let's see. All right, so this is just lots of altar dice stuff is happening. So that doesn't really help me. All right. Oh, and I can't forget another enemy. Now here comes the Crowl Assassin. These dudes are the coolest looking miniature in the game, from or at least to me. They're my favorite. They look so cool. Anyone that happened to look at some of the pictures I posted the other day with the Crowl Assassin in my first playthrough, got to see him pop up. So he goes there. He's going to be even deadlier because in that playthrough it was just a lurker. This one, it is a minion, so he's getting his threat tokens. Can't forget to mark him. He is a blue Crowl Assassin. All right. And I almost screwed up here because that Feral Mother shouldn't go there. These should be in order. And as you can see, my play area, because I'm doing this silly run through everything play, it's kind of filling up my space, but we're still keeping it together. All right, so he shows up because the room I still have 2 actions. I have to get into another room to get the altar. The altar, there's only 1 card left, so the last room is going to have the altar. So that seems like the best case scenario, although all these things are going to go after me, and they could very easily kill me now. But again, that's what we're going for. We're just running. We're just going to keep running. Okay, so I'm going to spend an action to go 1, 2, 3, and another action. Let's make sure. Pretty sure there's nothing I can do here to speed along. Nope. 1 more action to go 1, 2. Actually, it might be worth it to go into this next room. Where is I at? 1, 2, 3. No, not really. All right, so we're just going to go there. All right, that's the end of my turn. Get to draw another card. I wish I had some more movement cards. Unfortunately, I do not. And I haven't gotten... Oh, there we go. I do have a reaction card. Maybe this will help me. No, it doesn't. It's only for traps. All right. Jordan, you still with me?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm here, man. I'm just letting you do your thing, brother.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
All right. So we're flipping over to our threat turn. This is probably where I'm going to die because I have 2 curses on me. Things are going to happen. So I'm going to activate this curse, and I have to resist. With first, we got to resist 2. Or I need a 4, but I only get 2. All right, so there's 2. So that's going to do 1 point of damage to me, which gets me back up to 10.
So much for that heal, right?
Yep. Then I get the task of trying to solve this. I got a critical, so we get to roll another one. So that's 2 and a focus. Ooh, it might be worth it. Oh no, two's gonna solve that one. Okay, so that's good. So that curse goes away before Vivian gets a chance to activate that, so it's not going to hit me twice at least. All right. Let's put this guy up here now that I have room for it. All right, next activate is the trap. Each minion threat in the room gains 1 threat. That's way over there, so it doesn't matter. Then we have our our next curse. This is going to be, luckily, this is my best stat. So hopefully I can block all of this. But this is a resist. So this one I don't get any defense on. Come on. So I got 2 focus, 1 success. All right, so I'm going to spend a focus, which gives me... Oh, but yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is for resisting. Shoot. So I'd have to spend 2 focus. Yep, I'm going to have to if I'm going to hope to survive. So spend the 2 focus, which turns that into 4 successes. Then I get to do the task, which is to try and dispel the curse on me. So, all right. Come on, that's 2 focuses I need in a crit, so I need some more successes. So 2 successes. I'm going to spend the focus because I really don't want Vivian to activate any of these curses on me. So that beats that curse. All right, and I get the focus. I get 1 focus back for that, so I still got 2. All right, moving right along here. Next is the Feral Mother, the Lurker. She is going to activate, so that means she's going to engage. And she moves 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then she should inflict, but she's unable to. So that means she's going to engage again. So she's going to move again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one got her to me. And then she's going to inflict. So she's going to attack me again. Okay, a focus and a critical. More criticals. Come on. So I can block 2, 3. So I could take 1 damage. I'm going to have to take the 1 and hope for the best here. Last is the Crowl Assassin. He is going to engage, which he moves 6. So he's definitely going to get to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to inflict for 5. So he's probably about to kill me right now. Let's see. You know what? Actually, I actually remember.
Don't die. Don't die.
Before rolling a dice for within range, add 1 to your defense value for that test. All right, so I'm going to add a 1 to my defense, so I have 2 for this. All right, so 2 blocks plus 2 defense, which means he is going to hit me for 1, and that is the end of the game because that is my 12. Because I do not have. Yep, that's the end of it. All right. So there we go, everybody.
Womp, womp, womp.
That's what happens when you don't take care of things. They build up and then they kill you. The altar happened to be the very last one. So normally you would see there is the altar found card. That altar would come out. You would still, this is a question that I know that I've seen. When the altar comes out, even though this has been in play the entire time, this still acts as the feature card. So when this altar comes out, you would still draw another quest card, and then that gets attached to the actual altar. Okay, so that's one that I know has been asked. It's been a little confusing. If you do not do that, there's no way for a 4-player game to possibly win this quest. So you have to do that. But yeah, that was the end. I'm pretty sure even if I somehow managed to dodge that, Vivian was going to attack me anyway. And she was going to take.
So you couldn't survive the dungeon, man.
I could not when I beeline it through like that. So, but yeah, running through. I'm definitely going to play Van Geyser some more and see how he is because he's got a lot of cool cards here that lets him do a bunch of like double swings with his sword. So he's basically just 2-handing it and hack and slash. So a lot of fun. Vivian didn't come out, so I don't know what she's going to do to me once she actually gets out, but it's probably not good. She still has a way to go. So.
Yeah. We have a latecomer here. Action Heinz. Interesting. I joined the stream. Game lost. Yeah. way to go there, Ryan. Way to go. Thank you for coming in, Action Heinz. I love the name, by the way.
Yep. So just to finish up here again, I know this has been a long stream at 2.5 hours here.
2.5 hours is nothing.
Just to cover every quick things real quick. Like I said, definitely check out that errata in the comments because that's going to take you to the BGG errata. It's also the frequently asked questions. So there's a lot of stuff that if you're having any trouble with this, there's a lot of questions answered in there. You can also always check in with the Facebook groups. Everyone's definitely doing a lot of answering questions and stuff, including myself. You'll see me in there if you're in the any of the blacklist fan pages and stuff for Altar Quest. So you'll definitely see me answering questions as well. But yeah, so definitely check those out. We're also including the specific BGG page for for the search, which is this quest specifically, which will let you know any. From what I saw, I took a quick glance. It lets you know any extra questions that you might have had about this particular quest setup. That's where you will find out about like how I found out that you have to attach this card to this altar, because I didn't know that at first myself. But yeah, it's a great game. You get to play so many different setups. Obviously, we didn't even go into you actually can't go into all the rooms. You can only, if there's no more features, you can't go into a room. I would have to basically run through doors that go into attaching attaching rooms that have already been revealed. So it always changes up, different enemies, different decks. I used Vivian, which is the Crowl villain this time, but you don't have to. I could play the Crowl threat deck with Bulks, the Belch Lord, which is the giant frog, or vice versa. You could play the frog minions and have Vivian be the villain. But I see Brian's got something there.
Taken out by the coolest enemy in the game, though. Worth it.
That's true. I got taken out by that Crowl assassin. He is so cool. He's got his two little crooked daggers, and just a very cool looking mini.
And Action Heinz says, well, fortunately, I can watch the whole stream again. See, that's what's great about streams, man.
Yep, definitely can. Yeah, you can see all the stuff. You can see all the kind of fumbling. A lot of the questions that I was answering more in the beginning here at the end. Like I said, you guys saw how I started kind of moving through this more quickly, because once you get the hang of it and once everything's out there, it's just easy to move right along. Hopefully the way I set up, shows you guys maybe an easier way to set up and keep track of everything. You obviously saw there's a lot to keep track of in this game with the threat tokens and all that. So you definitely want to have all your reference cards out so you can read those as you play.
Some of my quick thoughts about the game before we wrap things up is, I as a person who loves dungeon hack and slash, ARPG video games and things like that. This is very cool. A single player board game dungeon crawler that kind of gives you that feel,
That no, it's definitely and this was just one of the I forgot what they call it, just basically a single quest, but there is a story mode where you will play through, and there's an entire story book that you will go through, and it's like, hey, if you do this, here are your options. Like, if you do this, then you need to do this thing. I haven't had a chance to look through it too much, so I don't want to say like, oh, and then it tells you to kill this person.
I'm excited to play this game now. You said you had an extra copy of this, right?
I do. We're gonna have an extra copy for. I've got it for in case somebody wanted to buy it. It is fairly expensive, but I definitely think it's worth it.
Oh yeah, totally worth it. This game looks awesome. I can't wait to play this game.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yep. And with more people, more enemies come out. It all scales accordingly. More people can do different things.
I love the miniatures. I those are fun. Those are great. Giving more depth and texture to your game. I like that.
Yeah, the nice thing is too that one of the stretch goals that they unlocked was, so for people that aren't painters, because most mini games, all the miniatures are gray. They're all this gray that the features are. Like, that's the standard mini color. But one of the stretch goals that got unlocked was to make the different colored mini. So even now, that if you don't paint these, you can easily see that, hey, this is my hero, because they have the light blue. You can easily see these are the enemies, because it's hard to see, but they're actually a little bit darker gray than the features. So again, it's just easy to tell, like, okay, features are light gray, enemies are dark gray, the heroes are the light blue. So again, it makes it easy just to see stuff as you go.
Absolutely. Brian Skull says, it seems like once you get into the rhythm, it flows nicely, and the true solo dungeon aspect is really nice. I agree. I can't agree more with that. The solo. I mean, like, how many board games have you ever? I mean, like, I guess I would say the normie people who don't dive deep into the board game community. How many times have they played a single player board game? I don't think I ever have, to be honest with you.
It's definitely something that I don't know how long it's been around that's newer, but it's definitely something that people are starting to trying to incorporate in their games. It's actually something that luckily Brian just figured out a potential. It's looking really good. It's very promising. A potential solo mode for Drakar, the Rise of Thorg.
Nice.
So we're hoping to offer a solo mode in our game. But yeah, it's definitely one that more games are trying to incorporate if they can. It's especially helpful right now during COVID and the lockdown stuff. But yeah.
And if you guys are curious about the game that we are developing here at Omni Lucid, you guys can go check our back catalog of videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All of that. We're going to be doing way more of these playthroughs, unboxings coming soon. I'll tell you, I know personally, Ryan is very excited to do these videos. He throws them at me, and it's hard to keep up. But I love him for it. I love this. I love what we're doing. But anyway, so yeah, I guess let's go and get ready to wrap this up. You want final thoughts on the game there, Ryan?
Oh, final thoughts. I already love this game. This was the first Kickstarter I backed, and I knew right away that I was going to love it. I just getting the minis out and how much content there is with it. It's all really amazing. I love the replayability of it. This is definitely a game that, I'll be able to play this for quite a while, and not get bored. The main thing, and I know I keep saying this, is just with the rules, because a few people have complained about the rules and how it's hard to figure certain things out. A lot of the questions that I see being asked, they are in the rule book. You just have to read from front to back and go through all of it. Once you do all that, then you can kind of jump back around and try and figure certain things out. But there's also a lot of things that are in the cards. So it does move smoothly. Once you get going on it, you just kind of have to give it a chance. Check out the BGG pages, ask people to help you out, because it's definitely I would hate for somebody to miss out on this because they couldn't find something in the rule book and said, you know what, I don't like this. I'm just going to stop now, because once you get going, it's a lot of fun.
Right on. Nothing wrong with that, man. Yeah, no, I like it. I cannot wait to play it. And you might as well go ahead and set that copy of this game aside for me, because I'll be coming to pick that up here real soon. Anyway, so that has been our playthrough, Ryan's playthrough of Altar Quest. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Before you guys leave, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are new to the channel, we've got a lot more content coming out, guys. So yeah, please stick to the channel. Anyway, I'm Ords, and with me is Ryan Nieders down here. We are just part, and Brian Skull as well as with us in the chat. Make sure you guys show some love to him. We make up Omni Lucid Media, Omni Lucid Media Games, Omni Lucid Games, all kinds of names. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We love all of you guys, and the support you guys have been showing us. And we're almost at 100 subscribers. And I think we're going to do, right, Ryan? We're going to do a special stream at 100 subscribers.
Yep, we'll definitely do something special for the 100 stream. You'll have all three of us where we'll just be talking about, we've thrown some things around. We're not, 100% sure yet, but we definitely will do something for you guys as the subscribers, just as a, thanks for supporting us, and thanks for continuing to watch. And like we always say, if there's something specific you want to see, we're starting to do some more of these gameplay videos, but just let us know. We'll try to accommodate what it is. But yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for coming out tonight. That ends the stream. If you're here running late, make sure you go back and check out the stream, share this out. Let's get to 100 subscribers. Anyway, thank you guys. Stay tuned to the channel. We'll catch you guys later. And yeah, it's been good. This has been Omni Lucid Presents. We'll talk to you guys later.
Later, everyone.
Omni Lucid Presents.